Hey everybody, welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon.
And Brandon over here say mean things to me right before we start.
What do you mean things to you? How dare you, sir?
You called me a dirty S word.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Good buddies, he's over here trying to defame your good buddy.
I have the audio.
Oh, damn it, you do, don't you?
Yep.
That was a fun joke. That was a fun joke between friends.
It was a fun joke.
A fun joke between friends.
You want to tell them what we're watching this week, dude?
Yeah, let me tell you what we're watching this week. This week, we're watching, we'll talk about that in the ramble, but this week, we're talking about a little something called DOROHEDORO.
Yes, you can find it on Netflix.
It is on the Netflix. It was in the Netflix jail. It is now out of the Netflix jail. And boy, oh boy, it's very violent.
It sure is. Ultra violent.
Ultra violent, some would say. But, Roger, we're going to talk about this here show. We're going to tell our good buddies whether we think they should check it out. We're going to give it a final review of recommendation. And, Roger, if this show was trash...
I would call it an anime, maybe not.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst.
Anime.
It's fine, it's average.
Hey, it's an anime, maybe.
It's pretty good, though.
And it's animes.
Yep.
Animals, definitely.
Oh, there you go. But Roger, what if it was just so very, very good?
That, my dude, would be amazing.
It would be. We got there.
That is what I get for not having my list pull up, just rolling it off the dome.
You gotta roll it off.
Everybody knows that I can't do anything off the dome.
Guys, we're sorry about this episode, but let's continue.
It's lost in chaos.
It is lost. The future is lost in chaos. It is indeed. But Roger, we're gonna give it one of those final scores, and the way we're gonna get there is we're gonna give it a score out of a possible 10 stars. 5 different categories, 2 stars each, for a total of 10 stars. That's how math works. And Roger, what is the first thing we're gonna talk about?
The story and setting.
What's the second thing?
The characters and development.
Number 3.
The art and animation.
Number 4.
The soundtrack.
And finally, that good buddies. I said it again.
Dude,
that good buddies wiggle room.
There's the chaos, man.
It's so chaotic. My God. That good buddies wiggle room. That je ne sais quoi. Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what either. Guys, it's been a rough week. We're sorry.
Yeah, I almost feel like we should retake this one, but it ain't happening.
Yeah, no, we're not retaking nothing. No editing, no changes. You're hearing it all. And I don't apologize, but I am very sorry, so I do apologize. Roger, let's go ahead and get into this one. Let me give you a quick pitch. It's not very long. This is a very violent program featuring an amnesiac lizard-headed man who is battling and killing sorcerers in an effort to discover his past.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
He's not anthropomorphic.
No, he has been cursed.
He is a human with
a lizard head. Yes, neck up lizard. And he has been, it's some manner of spell, it seems, that has been put on him. We find out more about him later on, and I do mean spells, and there are sorcerers in this show, and we're gonna get all into that. Let's just hit the story and setting. It focuses mostly, I got a little bit here. Mostly this story focuses on these 2 separate groups in 2 different cities. We have what is called, so apparently
it's 2 different dimensions.
Yes. So there's the whole, which is apparently like the closer to the real world, apparently post-apocalyptic. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to say it's the whole, and that's what it is. And this is where pretty much the humans live. And then there is another dimension, a city of sorcerers, where these people with these magic powers, and I gotta tell you, it is difficult to explain, but if you watch it, I feel like they kind of nailed the world building for the most part. All of it, like, the way they present it makes sense to me. And it's just kind of laying it all out there. But basically, you got these sorcerers, and they can do magic with this smoke, and they shoot it out of parts of their body, and some of them have more smoke and are more powerful, and some of them can't use their smoke, but whatever, etc., etc. And they sometimes just open up these magical doors into this dimension, into this quote-unquote, like the regular dimension, perhaps, which is the whole, and they find people to experiment on or mess with in some way.
Yes.
Therefore, folks kind of hate them.
Yep.
And why wouldn't they? You just turned me into a lizard man, and I'm mad.
Yeah.
So that can happen. otherwise, but mostly the story focuses on, again, as I said, these two groups. We got Cayman and a character named Nikaido who live in the hole, this real slummy town. And Cayman, as we already said, woke up, no memories, lizard head, trying to figure out whoever did that to him.
Right.
Because the only way to break one of these spells, it seems, is to either have the sorcerer break it or to kill them. So there you go. Meanwhile, we also are going to see another group, mostly following Shin and Noe, who are two sorcerers from that city of sorcerers who work for this guy named En, who's a very powerful, like, kind of a mob boss.
Yeah, we'll
type
talk.
dude.
We'll talk about him in a little bit.
We'll get to that later. He's got sweet hair. I will say, like, my only real note on this, as I already said, I really like the designs of the cities, and I feel like they kind of nailed it just building this world.
Sure.
Like, I feel like I understand it, and I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah, I would say it's it's like a cross between Mad Max and Akira.
A little bit.
Now both of them are kind of, they do the post-apocalyptic thing, but maybe it's just Mad Max meets anime. I should put out there, maybe with a little.
It's anime Mad Max with magic.
Just a little dash of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in there.
Just a little bit.
With some of these freaking characters you get.
Dude, I really like the character. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to take in with this one, and I've already thought about it. I was like, do I want to talk about that? Do I want to get in that? Do I want to say that? And some of it, my thoughts, I have just cut from saying. Because there's a good chance that things will open up later, or as I had the thought, it came to fruition later on, or something like that. Like, so, like, I'd have something stuck in my mind, and like, why is it this way? And then later I get the answer to it. This show goes into such incredible detail with these different characters and different things and different events. And I told you earlier, sometimes they just put some nonsense out there.
You think?
Yeah. Well, some of it it's just made for a laugh. Like, you remember the one specific thing I can think of is when they were talking about En's restaurant.
Sure.
And then just out of nowhere, they talk about it, shutting down or something like that.
But then you see that restaurant and you see what's going on there. And stuff. So.
But
I mean, so
that's what I'm
that
saying.
One, to me, that kind of felt like En as a character, and we will get to the. Do you want to just move to character development?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So En as a character to me is clearly like this.
Are we starting officially on En?
Why not?
Okay.
En is like he's like a crime boss. He's like a mafioso, and where very often in like these mob movies, where they hang out, where they do a lot of the business out of, fucking restaurant. So it makes sense to me that he had a restaurant. Like, why not?
Yeah.
He's basically like a criminal lord who ends up like becoming basically the dude who runs the whole Sorcerer City.
He looks like Steve from the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Buff Steve.
He's got this crazy ass Vegeta hair. The sorcerers, pretty much all of them, I think literally all of them, wear these weird masks, and his is like this kind of like lower, like nose to chin kind of mask with these weird teeth on it, which is kind of a thing. And the teeth can break. It's kind of a thing for his organization, the En family. They all have these teeth on their masks, like these creepy mouths.
And are they bad guys?
I mean, En is for sure presented as a villain, but that's one thing that, talking about character development now, that I really like about the show is it gives you so much of each of these characters. You really like recognize their characters. You identify with them at some point.
I always make wrestling jokes and stuff and bring them in here,
but
this show is very similar to wrestling in the fact that you can really decide who you like more, the good guys or the bad guys.
Yeah, and it's great. I love it. But let's go to our quote-unquote main character, Cayman, Mr. Lizardhead. Lizardhead amnesiac, who we already described. Here's the thing about him, and you find this out very early on. So, I mean, we're gonna get a little spoiler because we have to, but he has some sort of spell that's been put on him, and he is trying to he's fighting these sorcerers to figure out like what's going on, what's happening. And what he does is he likes to grab the sorcerer and bite their head so that their face is in his mouth, and then you're seeing them in the mouth of this guy, like they're surrounded by teeth. It's kind of like they kind of change the perspective, so like sometimes they're actually just standing in his mouth, even though they're really just like looking into it. And you see this strange, what appears to be a human man, crawl out of this lizard's throat and look at him, and then he'll often just be like, "No, you're not the one." And then like he spits him back out, and they're all freaked out, and he's like, "What'd he say? What'd he tell you?" "Said I wasn't the one." "All right, time to kill you then." Like, we don't really know who that is in his mouth.
Yeah, we don't. And we also don't even know what does he do if when the moment comes, and I'm not gonna be spoilery because I'm not gonna tell you if it happens this season. Obviously, there's probably gonna be more of this. There are tons of books out there.
It ends on not a cliffhanger, but they definitely leave a lot of room for more to happen.
Like if it were to say you are the one, what does Kaiman do then?
Well, presumably it would not just say you're the one, it would say something else, and he would get that information. Presumably.
Okay.
We don't really know, but maybe we'll find out. I tell you, I'd love to watch more of this. I'll just tell you now, I kind of liked it.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Let's go to our next character here. I just wrote down he's looking for someone. The man in his mouth is looking for someone. Yeah. I just put yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you get. We got Nikaido. Nikaido is a human lady. She is a badass kung fu lady.
I love her dumb face.
I love her
stupid dumb face.
She's a chef. She runs a restaurant called The Hungry Bug. Hell yeah, she do. And she makes some real good little dumplings.
Yeah.
What is it?
The
gyoza.
Yeah.
The gyoza. Oh my god. It looked really good. I actually, no joke, I was watching this with my girlfriend, and like we were laying down after watching this, like going to bed. I was like, man, we got to get some Happy Walk tomorrow. I really want dumplings now. And we did. But yeah, dude, Nikaido's freaking rad. There is obviously more to her character that we won't really get into, but it's a good time. She's really interesting.
She's a sweet person. She's
a badass too.
She has been with Kaiman since he came upon his lizard head.
Yeah. Since he like just woke up with a lizard head, and she's kind of like, been kind of watching out for him, hanging out.
She's his best friend.
Yeah, they're buddies. I will say also, just talking to how badass she is, there's a couple characters we're about to talk about in a second, who are truly like powerhouses. You watch them kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
Very, very just boom, we doing it. You can't really stop us. And she goes toe to toe with them in more than one fight.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna see a lot of pretty cool fight scenes in this one. Nikaido is an absolute badass. I did have an In next. We already talked about In. God, his ridiculous hair. Shin and Noe.
Yep.
I love them.
Yep, I love them too. I love them. They're pretty great.
Shin is a dude. He wears a mask that looks like a real ass heart, not like
and it's got teeth on the back.
Yeah, well, he wears it backwards. He doesn't like having the teeth.
I see.
And like that's one of the first things you see when they're going to meet up with In is Noe's like, hey, put your mask on right. He's gonna be pissed, and like he flips it around. And then they show up, and like no one's wearing masks anyway. He's like, oh shit, and he just pulls it off. But yeah, he's this relatively normal looking dude. He is a sorcerer. He doesn't use his magic very much. He uses it a few times, but he mostly prefers to kill people with a hammer. Either like slapping them with the smashy end, or clawing them with the claw side.
Yeah. He can rip your whole damn head off with it too.
And he will do it. He has done and will do.
Yep.
He and Noe are In's cleaners. They're like his Turks, let's say. They do all they're the ones that he sends out to like get shit done, whether it's kill these guys, whether it's find this
they're
dude,
like his
whatever.
most powerful hitmen.
Yes. And they are very strong. And then there's Noe, who is perfect and has never done anything wrong.
Except
she's
for all
amazing.
those people that she killed.
Oh, but she's so good though.
She is so muscly.
She's the best. Noe is a very tall, very big, muscly lady. You know I love a muscly lady.
Yeah.
She is super huge and
I'm
super
hoping
buff.
they explain how she got so muscly later.
I mean, they give you a little bit, but no, they don't really show her like bulking up, do they?
Yeah.
But yeah, you do get some backstory on these guys later on in the series. They're super rad. They're both incredible, and I love their fighting style. Like they do work in tandem very often. There's one amazing scene, one of my personal favorites. Without getting too spoilery.
Should we do a combo attack?
Yes. So you find out that like. You do again. Shin doesn't use his magic very much, but when he does, he does. He doesn't use it to fight people usually. He uses it to subdue people. He mostly just kills people if he needs to kill someone with his hammer. There's an amazing scene where he is running at a dude. They're doing the combo attack. He's running at this guy. This guy hits him with magic. His magic is apparently to, like, you know, decay a body. So he hits this fool. He's going at him. Dude shoots magic at him. He dodges in such a way that it only hits his arm, which is then just a fucking skeleton arm holding the hammer, which Noe then immediately shoots her magic at it. She's got healing magic. Arm grows back, and he just slams his dude with a hammer. It is one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen, and it was just
very fluid.
It's just a real quick shapoop, and you're dead. Like, they're freaking rad.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We're going to talk about the art and animation.
And this is another where like, are they on the side of the bad guys? I don't know if they're actually bad guys. They seem like pretty nice. Other than the fact that they kill all these people, everybody kills people in the show, though. So
I mean, even
where do you draw the freaking line?
Don't get me wrong. I feel like the one I can say for sure,
it's lost in the goddamn chaos.
It is indeed. The only one I feel like is like guaranteed super bad guy, if only because he at one point is taking away someone else's freedom, and he does so a few times. Is In. And I will say that right now.
Okay.
In I feel like is for sure a bad guy, but even he has these goofy little fun moments where he's just like, okay, I get you in. Don't get me wrong, you still a jackass.
Yeah, but he's a jackass with reason too. Like you do get a reason. Yeah.
To some extent, why not? I feel like they really are nailing the characters in development. We won't go too much farther in these characters. I think we gotta mention at least Vegeta.
I think Vegeta's worth mentioning.
As is Ebisu, I feel like.
Yeah.
So these are.
So you go ahead.
Yeah, Vegeta is a not so powerful sorcerer who is working within in hopes of avenging a friend of his.
Who's got that Captain Usopp nose?
Yeah, he does. His mask has like the Usopp nose on it. It just like covers like his nose and eyes, and it just the nose goes way out there. Then we got Ebisu, who is a character who shows up.
Hold on, let me explain Ebisu. You ever seen Cowboy Bebop? You know Ed? She's dumb Ed.
She is kind of like Dumb Ed, but okay, she's mostly Dumb Ed because she gets fucked up in the first episode, if you'll pardon the expression, and loses most of her memory and some of her brain functionality. And so as the show progresses, she gets slightly more smarter as she's healing.
She slightly gets more like Ed, but she
gets more
dumb.
smarter,
She's
but only a little
Ed.
bit. At one point, she's a zombie, and it's great.
She's dumb Ed.
This show's hilarious.
Can we talk about
I'm sorry, you're telling me you didn't love when she showed up at that big fancy party with the bodysuit on?
It's fucking dumb. It made me laugh. It made me laugh. The next most important characters, obviously Johnson.
Johnson's amazing. Johnson
I don't
was
even know
Haley's
if I
favorite.
want to spoil it for the people of what Johnson is.
Johnson's great. Just know that when someone shows up, then
and they have these Chuck Taylors on,
you gonna know it. You gotta know about
see
them
those
chucks.
classic Converse.
You gonna know him by the chucks.
You're gonna know about Johnson.
One more thing we should probably talk about is the Cross Eyes, which is a group of mysterious sorcerers who may have some connection to Cayman's past. We don't really know, but you find out quite a bit more about them. We can say that there's a group called the Cross Eyes, and you will see Cayman for whatever, and the person in Cayman's mouth both have these look like plus signs tattooed over their eyes. Which you'll find out more about that. No big spoilers, but yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Anything else about the characters in development? Do you feel like the development was good? Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I felt like it was rocky initially for me really to kind of get behind these characters.
Okay.
But by the end of it, I quite enjoyed them.
Yeah.
There were a whole lot I liked. And there are so many characters. We were just boop, tipping off the very end of the iceberg.
There's a lot more to see and to find out about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at all the names here, and the list just goes on and
there's
on and on.
There's like these demon guys.
Yeah, there's Turkey.
Turkey's amazing. Turkey's my favorite, if only for the voice. Turkey is freaking hilarious.
Let's not ruin it for him.
My name's Turkey. What, you don't believe me? Fine, I'll show you. Turkey's so good. Anyway. The characters are fine.
This show,
great.
if you haven't caught on, and I don't know what your good buddy Brandon will tell you, but I will be honest with you right now, it is dumb as hell.
I like it. It is dumb
I'm
as
not
hell,
saying
but
it's
I like
bad.
it.
I've seen a lot of shows that were dumb as hell, but I liked them. This show is dumb as hell.
It's a good time though.
Yeah.
You tell me you didn't have fun?
I had a little bit of fun.
All right.
I wish it didn't start off so like I was like, whoa, I don't know if I didn't know if I liked it at first. Or
All
not,
right.
so
maybe we'll talk about that more in the ramble. You want to hit the art and animation?
Yeah, it's one of the Netflix CG animes.
Yeah.
It is not Land of the Lustrous. Actually, it is the worst of the Netflix CG animes that I've seen so far.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah, there were definitely parts. So I was telling you last week, whenever I'm looking at Cayman, it honestly doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
For the most part. In that first couple episodes, at least, I was like, okay, this is fine. It's whenever, like, you see someone with just normal skin, and it has almost this cel-shaded look to it.
Yeah.
That...
Dude, I think it has something to do with the frame rate, maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty jerky.
It's not. It's like, yeah, it's not that smooth, and you do get a couple of smooth scenes in here.
Yeah,
but a lot of it is. It felt like it could use more polish, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just the aesthetic they were going for, and I just don't. I don't like it that much.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It really didn't. It really didn't do it for me for the most part, and of course, I already have a vendetta against CG, but whatever. Yeah. CG works sometimes, very often it does not for me. But this one, I will say, most of the fight scenes are quite smooth. Mm-hmm. There is some cool stuff to be had. I will say, I love the character designs.
Sure.
Even in who does look like the freaking Steve, was it?
Yeah,
from
Steve
Aqua
from
Teen.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He's Dr. Weird's assistant if you need to look that up.
Now spray it into his eyes. That's how it happened to me. Yeah. One of those.
And there's also like this certain like
Strange.
there'll just be like little ticks and dashes on them or something like.
Yeah.
And it's not really shading.
Weird. There's like weird stuff going on. Yeah.
And like maybe they're trying to emulate what the manga does, what how the manga style is.
Sure.
I really don't know, but I don't know. I was like, this one is tougher for me. Granted, I will say I'm battle hardened with the CG. I was able to watch this 100%.
Yeah.
I could watch this all day long. However, it was not my favorite of the CGs.
Sure. Art wise, I feel like it doesn't really
leaves something to be desired.
Definitely. But like that's the thing is like I've had shows where like I'm watching it and it's CG and I'm like I just don't want to watch any more of it, right? Mm-hmm. This one,
so many of these characters just have these flat faces.
Yes, but like this one for me, the art was like whatever. I never felt like I needed to stop watching it because I mean honestly the story of it and the characters really worked for me. Like you said, it is dumb
I do
as hell,
say that I think some of these characters are designed to be crazy and wild for the sake of just being crazy and wild. But they do put reasons why most characters look or are the way they are. That's the kind of thing with Noe that like I want to know why she's so so buff. How that transformation happened. I knew that she was going through something. You learn that in the show, but you never see the full ascension into the absolute power brick shithouse that she is now.
Fucking Amazon status. Yeah. God, I love Noe. Anyway, Noe's perfect. Yeah, I think that about sums it up, though. How about the music and sound, big boy?
I don't remember much from the show. What I do remember is that there are about 16 or 17 goddamn outro songs.
There's 4, I think. But yes, there's many different ones.
There's a whole lot. And then the intro song is a Japanese System of a Down with a fucking System of a Down video attached to it.
It's pretty good, though.
It's all right.
I liked it fine. Yeah, intro's cool. There's like 4 outros. They're all pretty decent.
One of them is straight up on the Doom engine.
That is true. That is true, and that's maybe my favorite one.
Yeah, I hope that they use the Doom engine to make that thing.
Oh, I don't know.
If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, the Doom engine is what the same engine that Wolfenstein or the original Doom video games are on.
Sure.
Chex Quest, if you remember that one.
Christ. Do you they just they re-released that HD.
I sure do.
Hot damn.
But it was only on PC, so I didn't
Or if you've
get it.
ever seen that old screensaver where it's just like a maze and it's like first person going through the maze, kind of look like that. It's pretty fun. I really like that outro. I really liked all the outros, really.
Yeah, I thought they were okay.
I will also say the sound design during the thing was quite decent, I thought.
Yeah.
The knives, when they slice, sound good. The meaty thunks of this hammer hitting someone's head sounds good.
Yeah, see, I didn't remember it too well because maybe it's just because there's so much going on visually that you're
There's
soaking
a lot.
in. But I don't remember very much sound. I thought the voice acting and everything was pretty good.
Sure.
The CG, the matchup with the mouse was better than Ghost in a Shell.
Granted, that's part of that is going to be that when Kamen's talking, it's just a lizard going meh, meh, meh. But
yeah,
it
his mouth
works.
just flaps.
He got a flappy mouth, but it still works. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's okay.
All right, you want to hit the je ne sais quoi?
Sure. Imagine c'est quoi? This show is a wild, wild, wild ride.
Pretty wet too, although it's wet with blood, not anything else.
Wet with the blood.
Hoo boy.
If you don't like things that are ultra violent,
This is not for
like
you.
this is very violent.
Not for the children's.
This isn't gonna be for you. If you don't like things that don't make sense right away, this is probably not for you. I like things that leave you guessing or whatever.
Sure.
This one does take a little bit to really fill in some of those areas. And like I said, I did think that it started off, for me personally, it was a real rocky start.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
can't get behind these dumbass characters and the whole world, like all of it was just like, it's post-apocalyptic. I've seen this before. Granted, the show does end up taking a turn and doing this really cool divide of these characters where you can really pick out which side you like. And I think it's really interesting. I think a lot of the designs are crazy and they're interesting. While the animation and stuff wasn't my favorite, and maybe it was even, I love violent stuff. I don't know.
Look
like,
at Goblin Slayer. You love that one.
Yeah. Well, this is way more violent than Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
I mean, Goblin Slayer has one scene.
Okay.
And then it does have it. Then it has violent scenes that are nowhere near what DOROHEDORO produces. I lost my train of thought on it, but it's just, I don't know. It's wild, and I know that it's not for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm getting at. Is I know that I could not recommend this to everyone. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. If they do more of it, will I watch it? Yeah, I will. But I still would like to have gotten more out of this. Maybe is what I'm trying to say.
I get you.
They offer a lot, and for whatever reason, I want more. But
I get you.
Go ahead, dude. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like you mostly nailed it. I'll just read what I wrote down here. Make no mistake, this is not for the children's. It's very violent. There's a lot of blood and gore. There's also a decent amount of nudity, although they do it like skin suit style.
Yeah,
so it's
no
not
nipples,
like,
baby.
You ain't seeing like the full titty. You're seeing the titty, but like there's no nip, so it's like, okay, whatever.
You see a wiener at one point, a Goku weenie. Like when he's in the spaceship and it's just a little you.
Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
Baby wiener.
Got a little wiener in there. But yeah, in the end, I really enjoyed the world building and the characters. Even though one group is clearly the quote-unquote villains, there's a lot to identify with and a lot to like on either side.
I would almost say that clearly is not the right word to say for it.
Again, I would say that there is one character who is very hard to argue is not the bad guy.
Okay.
But for the most part, you can like everybody. All of them like make sense and are
Could I
enjoyable.
see them taking the quote unquote bad guy and doing some sort of redemption arc with him?
I feel like it would take some doing, but yeah, it could happen. You also got like it's wild.
Sorry,
how,
dude,
like,
I don't mean to keep talking to your je ne sais quoi.
You're fine, man. It's just it's wild how like it can be so violent and then so goofy and then like adorable somehow, like with some of the stuff, like the little pet he gets.
Yeah.
Holy moly. But yeah, it's pretty wild, man. But yeah, in the end, the blood and gore in the first 2 minutes, if you watch those first, like, let's say first 5 minutes, and you aren't intrigued to watch more, maybe not.
Yeah.
Because it gets pretty weird. Now, as you said, it is confusing at first, and I will admit, I was watching it, and I was just like, when I first started, I was just like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to see more. I wanted to find out. And as I kept going, it made more sense. And I was like, okay, I'm in. But if you, I don't know, if look, understanding isn't really a thing with this show.
Yeah.
But you do get some explanations and whatnot. And
yeah, they're going to answer things, but they're going to definitely do it at their own pace. And
Yeah.
I do feel like things are still left unanswered.
That's fine. And I
Sure.
do feel like for sure,
You got to leave room for more.
if the blood and gore like turns you off in the first couple minutes, you usually go ahead and turn it off.
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to get any less bloody and gory. I mean, the end of that first episode, someone literally gets their face ripped off.
Yeah, you might not want to watch this with somebody that likes to ask questions.
Sure. But like, that's the thing. Even then, like, very often I'll watch shows with my girlfriend Haley, and like she'll be like, what is this? I don't understand that. I don't understand this. For this one, we were both just like, well, that's crazy. What happens next? So we just kept going. So I don't know. I feel like maybe it hit us a little different than it hit you. But in the end, I liked it. I liked it plenty good. So you want to hit the scores?
Yeah, man.
Oh, sorry. One more thing about Je ne sais quoi.
Okay.
Also, Noe is perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Scores.
I would argue that Johnson is perfect.
Johnson's pretty great. I mean, listen.
Shocking.
All right. How about the story and setting, big boy?
I gave it 1 point.
I gave it 2. I liked it.
Okay.
How about the characters and development?
I gave it 1.5 points.
I gave it 2. How about the art and animation?
I gave it 1 point.
I gave it 1 as well. Music and sound?
I gave it 1 point.
I went 1.5. All right. Je ne sais quoi?
I gave it 1.5.
I gave 1.5 as well. What's that put you, man? Feels like kind of low on
That
this
puts
game.
me at 6. It's an anime-maybe.
All right. I ended up at a solid straight up 8, bud. I really enjoyed it.
It's not that
I would call it like a high end, most definitely.
It's not that I didn't enjoy this. I did. I feel like anime-maybe is right for me because I don't know that I would recommend this to many people. I don't know. I mean, it's certainly not even anywhere near some of my favorite anime. It's nowhere near things that I've given probably a 7 on this show. In my mind, it's flashy. I don't know. It just wasn't. I watched the whole thing, and by the end of it, I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I like to be enjoying it through the whole damn thing.
All right.
So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I did enjoy it. Roast me in the comments if you want to. I don't give a damn.
No one's roasting you, man.
They might roast me.
You.
A lot of people really like this show. Yeah. And I can see the appeal.
Yeah.
I think that the appeal just didn't entirely work on it.
I will say, this is one of the few, because there are not very many that I rate higher than you.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare. I can only think of, like, off the top of my head, for sure Bloom Into You I rated higher.
Yeah,
Other than that, I'm not even sure.
This one really got, I think, its biggest hit. Like it didn't get the 0.5s or anything on the art and animation or soundtrack. Normally, if 3D CG or whatever, if they try, I'll at least give it, if in my mind, I'm not saying they didn't try. Usually I'll go to the 1.25 at least or whatever, or 1.5 on it. But, yeah, this one just had a style that I didn't care for.
Yeah, I will say that, like, it's one of those that, like, I don't know what it is about the animation.
That's where
like,
it took the biggest hit,
if I look at like a single frame, for most of it, if I look at a single frame, I can look at it, I'm like, well, that looks like 2D. But then, like, when I'm seeing, it's only, again, certain characters, and
at the frame rate that it moves at, dude, you'll be able to see every damn one of them.
Well, but yeah, it's weird how, like, stop. It's weird how, like, at some points it's like clearly CG and like gross looking, but then like there's some bits where I'm like, this just looks very good, and I don't care. It's weird for me. It like kind of jumped back and forth, but yeah, the art and animation did take a hit for me. But again, I like the character design, so there you go. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we landed at. That's an Anna maybe and an Anna most definitely. I would say. I rather enjoyed it. Hang on, let me just.
What did we learn from the Good Buddies anime review? Roger thought it was okay. Brandon kinda liked it. Dorohedoro's very violent. And that is Dorohedoro.
There you go.
There you go. You nailed it.
We got one of them. That's how all the shows end. Anyway, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's pretty good. I liked it. But I think that about does it for the actual review. So we're going to bust on out. We're going to hit you with a few plugs and then do the full plugs at the end of the ramble. But we are going to do a little ramble on you.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're checking this out. Oh, sorry. Real quick. Roger, what are we doing next week?
We're going to hit the trifecta for the, actually this would be the quad. What the
quadruple crown.
Yeah.
The quadruple
'Cause this
crown
would be
of Netflix CGIs.
4 Netflix
And
CGI
listen,
animes that we've
and
done
listen,
in a row.
This last one's been out for a little while. I watched it. Roger has not watched it yet. We're gonna talk about Beastars.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I've been curious about it this whole time. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. So.
I'm looking forward to your assessment, sir.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna check out Beastars. Pretty popular show. I see a lot of people talking about it. A lot of folks love it. I mean, spoiler alert, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna check it out. We're gonna give y'all a review recommendation next time. We're not gonna say next week because we might have to take another week off.
Sure.
It's kind of rough right now, but we're doing it.
Yeah, slowly but surely it's getting done.
Check us out next time. We will see you then. And obviously, we want to hit you with a few of the plugs. If you're checking us out on the YouTube channel, Rapid Kick Media, please like, subscribe, leave us a comment. We love getting questions. We actually have at least one to talk about later. If you're checking us out on the podcast, if you're not, you can check us out pretty much anywhere you find your podcast except for Spotify. So we are on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, we are on Stitcher, etc., all the cool stuff.
Correct.
Hit us up, check us out, and in a second you're going to be hearing the dulcet tones of our good buddy Haas, aka Thomastastesbetter. That's the end theme for the YouTube portion, or if you're listening to the podcast, you'll hear some other stuff at the very end at the ramble. But check us out, love you, and we gonna bust on through.
Yep.
Love ya.
Love you.